Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Angela, and we are married.
And bored. Hey everybody, welcome.
Hey.
Am I echoey?
No.
Hello.
Are you standing in a canyon?
The grandest of canyons.
Oh, bring it back to Arizona.
That's what I do.
Well, we are back for another edition of Marvel Champions Summer Takeover.
Whoa.
I don't know what we called it last time.
We're under attack.
The mansion is under attack. Hey, that's coming up in this episode, actually. So we hit you at the beginning of June with our talk about mutants.
Yeah. And if you didn't hear that one, go listen to it.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna talk about Marvel Champions all summer.
It's gonna be great.
And so we did a little, I wouldn't say deep dive into the characters or the heroes.
No, I don't think we went through a list because Christian hates lists.
We skimmed the surface.
Sure. We talked about some that intrigued us.
And didn't.
Yes. And now we are going to dive into the first X-Men campaign that came out.
That's right.
So this is all about mutant genesis. But before we get there, we need to talk about what's up.
What is up?
Well, I am looking forward to some Kickstarters that we're getting.
You are?
Yeah.
Usually that's me.
I know. But we're going to be getting the mushroom one, Elizabeth Hargrave. Why am I forgetting the name?
It's called A Wild Trip.
No.
Undergrove.
There it is, Undergrove. I was going to say Undergrowth, but that didn't make sense. So Undergrove, it is about mushrooms, but Elizabeth Hargrave is just one of those people in the board game community that, for us, has done no wrong. Fox Experiment, Mariposa.
Game of the Year 2023 on this podcast.
Exactly. If you haven't listened to that, Christian talks a lot about how that was his Game of the Year 2023. So I'm really looking forward to that. In fact, I think you told me that was ahead of schedule.
Yeah, so originally it was scheduled to be shipped this fall.
Right.
And it'll be, I think, we're going on vacation in a couple weeks. And I think by the time we come home, I should have a shipping confirmation.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Yeah. And then we've got harvest, or is it harvested? Or
it's just one.
Harvest.
Yeah, the verb.
Okay.
Harvest.
To harvest. Well, harvested is a verb.
I know, but it's past tense.
It's past tense.
By Key...
By Keymaster.
Yeah. I almost said Keyflower, but that's a different company.
No. Yeah, so that one is very intriguing to us. Has I was going to say the beauty of Keymaster games, but it's just the art style.
It's simple.
Yeah.
There's beauty and simplicity.
Absolutely. Minimalism.
Yep.
That's the whole thing.
I'm on my mushroom trip right now. I don't know if you can tell.
Great.
I'm already started.
Great.
There is a swirly cloud behind you.
Okay, well, I will be doing this podcast alone. No, Christian mentioned that we are going on vacation, so maybe for your What's Up, you could talk about our decision to go or not go to Fantasy Flight Games.
Yeah, what I also wanted to do as well is do a follow-up from last episode. Yeah. Last episode, we talked about what games should we bring on our little work retreat vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it was 2 shows ago. But we are back from that trip, and we did end up bringing some games. Mm-hmm. So I think we should talk about that. So the whole dilemma, and I apologize if my voice is weird. I've been under the weather for 87 days, it seems like.
It does seem like that. And then I was like, it is literally the last day of June, Christian. You have to record this podcast with me.
So there you go. Anyways, so we were debating, do we bring games, do we not? I'm the game guy, so everyone asks, you should bring games. And I'm like, I don't know if you really want me to, because you're just being nice.
Right.
So we did end up bringing, I would say, a small handful.
Yes.
What did we bring? Because I don't remember in my current state.
Okay.
I just remember one. That's not a hat.
We brought That is not a hat. We brought Forest Shuffle. We brought Beacon Patrol. We brought Walkie Talkie. And we brought The Crew.
That's right. And we kind of...
Whoa, excuse you.
split them down into like 2 boxes.
Yes, we tore down the original boxes, not literally, but just took them out and then reconfigured into some plastic storage stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, well, we didn't end up playing all of them.
No, we only played 3 of them. 2.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah.
But we played them many times. I think we actually played more games this work trip than we did the last year's.
I think we did too, because we were also purposeful in spending time doing that. Which helped, honestly, my whole dilemma of like, do people want to do it? Like, people came and found me.
Yes.
That said, hey, are we playing tonight? And I said, are you sure?
If you're trolling me.
How many mango margaritas have you had?
Yeah. Now that we did learn, it's really hard to play That's Not a Hat with people that...
No, us included.
Yeah.
Because we played it so many times, and if you've never played that game, it is a simple game that just makes you feel dumb.
Yeah, because you're like, I can remember 2 items.
And then somehow you don't.
Yeah.
It's crazy how silly that game is. And it got really silly on that trip.
And that was fun.
Yeah, and that made it so much fun. We did play Beacon Patrol, and that was really fun too. I enjoyed that one. Mm-hmm. We played it with our friends Nick and Kat, so shout out to them.
Shout out.
For playing it poolside.
Oh yeah, we did play it poolside.
Eating some gyros and tacos.
Oh, we are so fancy.
So it was a success.
And then we didn't bring this, but we did play Deception Hong Kong.
Oh, that's true. We did play a couple rounds of that, which is fun. I got to be the investigator or the cop.
What's it? Yeah, forensic investigator.
Yeah, just like leading the game. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was good. It was a good time. Had by all.
Now we're going on another trip.
True.
And we will bring games. We're actually probably going to bring Marvel Champions.
We're bringing this one, yeah.
Yeah. As just like 2 decks that we formed and some villains that we know we want to play. Not our whole collection, because that...
Well, yeah, why don't we tell them specifically we're going to do the next campaign. The next X-Men campaign after Mutant Genesis, which is Next Evolution. Next Evolution, there it is.
With the capital X.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to be talking about on the next podcast. So we thought, hey, it's been a while since we've played this. I don't think Christian ever played it all the way through. I did. So it will be good to play it, both of us. Christian wants to play Justice, so I found a Justice deck for him, Cable Justice. Okay. And then I think I'm going to go back to Angel, which I talked about playing before on the last episode. But I think I'm going to try him Leadership and not Protection.
Okay.
So...
And Cable, remind me, he gets bonuses based on player side schemes and stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it'll be... And he can include any aspect player side scheme.
Right.
Yes.
I remember that.
So it'll be fun. We will probably get our butts worked, but that's what happens in this game for us.
We probably definitely won't beat it, but we are going to play.
That's right. Okay, do you want to tell them where we're going?
Yeah, so we're both originally from Minnesota, and so we're going to be heading up there for a couple weeks to visit family and friends. And one thing that we used to like doing a lot when we were there is going to the Fantasy Flight Game Center, because that is in Roseville.
Yeah, Roseville.
Minnesota,
yeah.
Which is a suburb of Minneapolis.
St. Paul.
Yeah, St. Paul. And it was really fun to go. It's since like changed hands. It's not officially Fantasy Flight. I don't know what it's called anymore. It might be called Game... I want to say Game Center, like with a Z, which is super cool.
Super.
But the funny thing is that the original owner of Fantasy Flight, Christian T. Peterson, which
not
coincidentally is exactly my name.
But his is an S-E-N.
The owner. Ours is O.
Ours is O-N.
Yeah, we're not those weird Dutch.
No. But yeah, your middle name starts with a T as well.
It is a T, Peterson, and I have gotten messages on Facebook. It hasn't happened in a long time, But I've gotten messages on Facebook from people thinking that I was him.
Man, did
Because,
you run,
like,
did you run with it?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because like we were in the same like groups about Star Wars Destiny or Mansions of Madness, and people were like, "Oh man, we love your games," with blah 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 blah, and I'm like, "Wrong guy, sorry."
Actually, I've done no games.
I'm a fan just like you.
Yep.
But so yeah, we're just trying to debate if it's worth going there again. I would say we would go there. Speaking of Marvel Champions, if there was like a new hero to buy. I know Jubilee is coming out soonish. We might just miss that window. We might be too early on our trip to get Jubilee.
Yeah, we have to. It depends when in July she's coming.
I mean, the only other thing that I could think of is Star Wars Unlimited's new set comes out the first week of July. So we could go get some packs of that. Like, that could be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a bunch coming to the house. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm telling you now live on the show.
But live reaction is not surprising.
Yeah, so there we go. And so maybe after this X-Men run, we'll do a Star Wars run.
Oh,
no,
yay.
Just kidding.
No, I don't hate it.
No.
Yeah, I kind of want to go. And then I kind of am like, well, we've done it before.
Yeah, and I think in the last few years, our board game buying habits has like shrunk into very specific things. Like, we love Marvel Champions. We are going to buy it. Elizabeth Hargrave, we're going to buy it. Leader Games, we're going to buy it. Like,
Leader Games is in St. Paul.
It is, but they don't have like a
storefront.
I would just like knock on their window and they'd be like, "Go away."
Are you hiring?
Yeah, I'll come work for you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, my current job if you're listening. But yeah, so what was I going to say? Like, it's very specific. So like we used to go there to shop.
Yeah.
We don't usually tend to shop anymore.
Not really.
We know
what we want.
We know what we want and what we like. So that's why if there was a specific thing, that it would be maybe worth going there.
Worth it to go.
Yeah. And maybe there's another one that we could try, like a smaller one. That's not the Fantasy Flight one because it's not really what it is anymore. Like, maybe there's another one in, like, your parents have moved since we've visited since.
Yeah.
So maybe there's one down where they are now. So we'll have to check it out.
It'll be exciting and fun and another opportunity to bring games on a trip.
Yeah.
A little bit different because our kids will be with on this one, and so we might bring different ones, and also we'll be around family, so it might be more suitable to bring like a party game.
I think we should bring That's Not a Hat because that's just silly.
It's so fun.
It's crazy.
All right.
Well, I did want to say one thing. Yeah. I did want to mention ARCs. It's been an episode since we've gotten ARCs.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do a show on ARCs. We got it maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Hold on to your butts.
We played it, 4 or 5 times ish.
Yeah.
We're having a really good time with it. Mm-hmm. I spent a whole day the other day transferring everything to the big campaign box, and it has a spot for everything. Mm-hmm. And the little box is right behind us on a shelf, looking all fancy.
Is it though? Because you kind of just squished all your other stuff.
I'm in transition. If you look behind the ARCs box, there's Star Wars figures, and then next to the ARCs box is a bunch of X-Men.
And then in front of that, there's a candle and a fan.
Yeah, because it's hot in here.
Yeah, I'm just saying this shelf is not huge, so it's just a little clutter.
Every other shelf on the shelf is awesome, right?
Yes, that's true.
It is. Mm-hmm. We've got video games, more Star Wars, old school 80s, Jurassic Park, and then books.
Love it.
So anyways, ARCs. We're having a really good time with it. We haven't done a campaign. An ARC is what they call it. So we haven't done that yet. We want to do that before we talk about it. But the base game has been super fun. Even our 8-year-old played it. He had a good time-ish until he lost.
Well.
And that's typical for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
But the mechanics are crazy. For him to pick it up, I was very impressed. Do you have any first impressions of ARCs?
I posted on it Instagram. And even though I did the post, you chimed in on the first impressions. It's not like super thematic for us, but that, again, we haven't done the campaign, but also it's like way different than I thought it was going to be with the suits of the cards and the difficulty between deciding whether to declare an ambition, which lowers basically your card number to 0. So unless people don't play that suit, you're going to lose.
You lose initiative and the ability to go first and do what you want.
Right. So it's just very interesting. More strategy than I thought, and I'm happy about that. And to be fair to our son, you had a little inner tantrum when you realized you were losing that game too.
Oh yeah, I knew I was going to lose by the second round. But I think in the book somewhere it does say that that happens, and you're supposed to be, both parties, or we play 2-player, are supposed to be like, okay, game over.
Oh,
I think
okay.
We should look that up for the show, because it can get very runaway. And it was just like the 2 characters we were playing. Yours was just, in a 2-player game, was insane.
Right.
Compared to what I could do. I was like, I had 8 points and you had 37. And I was like, all right.
I don't know if it, well, yeah. Either way, we're going to play it more, and we want to rope some friends into a campaign.
Yeah, I think that'd be very fun. So we got it. We love it so far. We'll talk about it more.
There's more coming. All right, we'll be right back to talk Mutant Genesis. This episode is sponsored by Showit. Are you stuck in a boring website template? Maybe you don't even know where to start. Experience the true creative freedom with the drag and drop simplicity of a Showit website. Our website, marriedandbored.com, is a Showit website, and we love how simple it is to create. Get started for free at showit.co. You won't be disappointed.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. We are jumping 2 feet into the deep end of this mutant pool.
Woo-woo.
Mutant Genesis. This was the first X-Men campaign, and this was actually the first release, right? Like, of X-Men at all.
Yeah, it came with Colossus and Shadowcat.
Shadowcat were the first 2 mutants that we got. And back when they started doing this, they actually released more than, 2 things at a time. So I think we also got...
was it Cyclops?
I want to say Cyclops and Phoenix. It's either like a month after or at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of options right off the bat to play, which was cool when they did that. They don't do that anymore.
Listen, they're making us just wait.
What's the overall idea of this campaign, Ange?
Well, overall, we're dealing with the classic, mutants. Are they bad? Can they coexist with humans? And if so, then maybe Magneto needs to go.
So we're basically playing the first 3 or 4 episodes of the original X-Men cartoon.
Right.
You're in a mall, right?
Yep.
Isn't there part of it's in a mall?
Yep.
They got that senator dude.
Yeah, Senator Kelly.
He's in there. We've got Sentinels, Master Mold. We've got Mansions. We've got Madness. We've got Magneto. Lots of M's.
Yeah, there are. There are a lot of M's.
So how do you want to break this down? You want to go villain by villain, or scenario by scenario, or what's the best way to kind of tackle Mutant Genesis?
Let's go down the list of the villains you'll encounter if you play the campaign. This campaign does role building, so you're going to be given the opportunity as a hero to be associated with either a brawler, a commander, a defender, or a peacekeeper. So each player is going to choose one of those roles and record whatever their choice was in the campaign log. So you have to choose different roles, and it's not limited by whatever aspect you chose to create your deck. Like, it's not like, oh, your leadership, so you have to be the commander.
Yeah.
You can be the defender or the peacekeeper. And then you're going to choose a campaign card randomly from whatever set that is for each scenario. The thing about these ones, though, is now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is the first campaign where it's if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing. Oh. So all of these upgrades go away at the end of the campaign.
Or scenario, you mean?
Sorry, at the end of the scenario. So you might as well use it.
Yeah.
Because there are other campaigns where upgrades are in play, but you kind of like learn to save it for, let's save that one for the scenario.
To get your 15-point hit.
Yeah.
And your 15 damage in.
But these ones are like one-time use only.
You have any examples of what some of them do?
Yeah, so the one that I've been most recently playing is I think I'm playing as the Brawler.
Okay.
So it's generate 2 wild resources for an attack or defense event, and then give yourself a tough. I think. Yeah, so there's that. There's one where, like, after you make a basic thwart, remove 5 thwart from among schemes in play. There's one where it's like, after you do defense, like, they appeal to different, like, thwarting or defending or attacking. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And usually, because they are so strong, they're going away. So that's like, remove this card from the campaign.
One and done.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about the campaign in general?
No, I just remember when we got it, it was very tough. And
Yeah.
I think this first villain does not help that at all.
Yeah. This is the kind of villain that Christian hates.
Yeah.
Because Sabretooth is first up.
Yep.
Sabretooth heals. Okay?
All the time.
All the time. When he activates, he heals. So it's not just when he attacks. It's when he schemes as well. So you are going to do, the boost card for the attack or the scheme, and then you're going to discard another card from the top of the encounter deck. And for the number of boost icons, that's how much he heals.
Terrible.
Yeah, Christian's just shaking his head. So that one, it's interesting because I don't know if it was you, but maybe I played with the kids one time. We started this campaign and, we thought we had good decks, and maybe they were, but we just didn't have enough thwart because this campaign specifically just needs so much threat removal. There's a campaign side scheme that starts in play. There's just the regular scenario side scheme that starts in play, main scheme that starts in play. And there's an element of saving Senator Robert Kelly.
Right.
So he will get damaged until you save him, and he only has a certain health, right? So just like any other character. So you need to save him quickly, and the way to save him is to get rid of, is to thwart one of the side schemes. So then once you have him, it's not over. You still have to defeat Sabretooth. But it kind of like, it limits the amount of damage you can focus on Sabretooth at the beginning. And because of that, we kind of realized Sabretooth is not good to do little hits on.
Just like chunks of 2.
No, because he'll just heal it back up.
Yeah.
And it'll make your whole turn worthless. So I feel like with the heroes we chose, we just had to like focus on threat removal at first. Not everything, but certain side schemes. And then we had to focus on hitting him.
Yeah, I think I have a memory of us playing this, maybe with 4 people, like all 4 of us played it early on, and we were playing forever. I feel like we just kept on going around and around and around and around, and he had like 4 health gone after like 4 rounds.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Yeah, so if you have to play this one. I feel like you have to play it a little bit like thwart first.
Okay.
To get, obviously get Robert Kelly, and to get him in your possession when there's not a lot of damage on him. He's 9 health, so he starts with, I think, 2 health on him the way we play. Or sorry, 2 damage on him the way we play. So you want to get him into your possession when he has like 5 or less damage.
Okay. And he can still take damage to the rest of the game, right?
Yeah, so then once he is out from under captivity, he goes into the first player's possession.
As an ally, basically.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything. He has no thwart, he has no attack.
Classic politician.
Yeah, and then whenever Sabretooth attacks, if you are in control of Robert Kelly, his attack goes to Robert Kelly unless you defend. So any undefended attack of like by the person that controls Robert Kelly is gonna go to the senator.
That's wild.
I know. So you have to think through. There's a lot of strategy. You have to think through like, okay, is this a good time now that I have Robert Kelly, maybe I go alter ego. So that there's no attack coming my way.
Sure.
I don't have to exhaust. Or you just are prepared for that. And like my daughter loves playing domino and she has 3 defense. So that's just
defends everything.
Yeah. She is just very good defender. Now sometimes she gets trapped with like a hand that doesn't do much if she's not standing. But if she has her pistols out, Domino's pistols, she can do a lot even being exhausted.
Domino's pizzas?
Are you hungry?
Maybe.
Okay. This episode is brought to you by...
Put in code married and bored for free cheesy bread.
Don't try it.
Try it, actually. I want to see what happens.
Oh, man. So, Sabretooth, that's a big start to this campaign.
Yeah. Out of the gates, slashing hard.
I love the theme start, though, with Robert Kelly being like, oh, the senator's captive, let's get him, and then...
It's a cool mechanic. It's a cool first thing.
I did like
sure,
that.
For sure.
Okay, so then you head into scenario 2, which is called Project Wide Awake, but it is really just the Sentinels.
We're wide awake.
Coming at you. Do you know the history of that? Like Project Wide Awake is...
It's where they are going to go get all the mutants.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I don't know.
I thought you were quizzing me.
No, I'm asking. Instead of just calling it Sentinels, like why? It's
like Bolivar Trask, I think. They're trying to hunt down all the mutants by using Sentinels.
Ah, okay. So this one is the one I've most recently played from this campaign, and it is. I think there are 1, 2, 3. I think there's 5 schemes in play, including the main scheme.
At all times?
No, at the start. Yeah, so it just looks like daunting. Like, oh, do we want to even start this? Or anyone just want to quit right now? Or, it's... this one has another cool mechanic, though. I don't know if you want to talk about the captives, the X-Men captives.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the mechanic of it, but I know as you play through this specific scenario, you can rescue them. And are they based on the side scheme?
Yeah, so the abduction protocol side scheme is the one that when it's defeated,
okay,
you get a captive ally.
Yeah, and so like think of that episode that I mentioned where you're running, like Jubilee's running through the mall. Mm-hmm. So like, I think one of them is Jubilee, right? Like that's one of them. Or is that later on?
She's not a captive ally, but she is the opposite side of one of the side schemes.
Okay, so you get to, if you do the side scheme, then you get her.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know who they are off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but you get
Richter, Wolfsbane.
You get some fun young mutant allies.
Boom Boom.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'll remember it. Cannonball.
I was just gonna say Cannonball sounds right.
Yeah. So and they come into play right away. So that's cool. So it's like, do you know, like, what if all I can do is remove this threat? And it's like, well, then another, and it's like an ally is coming into play. And if they're defeated, they do stay like in your discard pile.
Do they count against your ally limit?
No.
No, well, that's cool.
Yeah. And Jubilee will come through in this scenario if you thwart the mutants at the mall. And then if you thwart the enemy of my enemy, Magneto comes in.
As an ally?
As an ally, yes.
That's cool.
Because now he will not be an ally towards the end of this
At the
campaign.
end of this thing, right?
But he is also against, the Sentinels. So that's the whole point of the title, the enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, totally.
So he comes and helps, and he is a big help. He can get rid of Sentinel minions without taking consequential damage.
That's cool. I'm still waiting for Magneto, the player hero. Still waiting.
Well, it might be coming. Okay. Master Mold.
The main Sentinel.
All right, so this is scenario 3.
I just remember him spewing out a ton of Sentinel minions.
Yeah, so listen to this. This is what his text is. I don't normally read word for word, but this is just terrible. Forced interrupt. When Master Mold schemes against you, discard cards from the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with you. Do not give Master Mold a boost card for this activation. So when he schemes, he's like basically milling the encounter deck, looking for a Sentinel. And then once that Sentinel comes into play, it's still the villain phase. So that Sentinel is going to activate against you after Master Mold activates.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Thematically, it's pretty cool because, like, if you think about it, he's only going to scheme if you're in alter ego form. Mm-hmm. So you can't hide.
Right.
Because he's just going to send more and more people to find you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to have to become the hero we need.
The hero we know you can be.
To defeat them. So I think that's pretty cool. But I have not played this one in a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. But I just remember just being overwhelmed with Sentinels, like, right off the bat.
Yeah. I feel like it's, like, been a little bit, I don't know if tricky is the right word, but just, like, interesting for us to choose heroes and then aspects of that hero that do well the whole campaign.
Yeah.
Because this one is very like, okay, you want to stay in hero form.
Yeah.
And then some of the people we play, like, you do like the heroes we play, you do want to do quite a bit of flipping if you can.
Well, Domino, like...
Yeah. Whether it's for hand size or alter ego abilities or...
yeah, because like the heroes who have four card hand size is so bad.
It's so bad. So sometimes you just flip to get that hand size. It's not necessarily all about healing. I've played Deadpool recently, which is not my favorite, but like flipping alter ego to heal 8. Like,
yeah, why not?
Yeah. So and getting max health helps his other cards. So I feel like then you just get screwed. Yeah. With Master Mold. And Jubilee, if she hasn't left play from the previous scenario, can stick around.
Okay, cool.
Magneto, however, does not. Basically, if his side scheme was defeated, then you get those upgrades I talked about at the beginning. You get extra upgrades. So
in your class or whatever.
Yeah, whatever your role is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it though when Master Mold does his scheming? I'm not sure.
I know, and Master Mold showed up in X-Men 97 and just killed and spoilers, but anyways.
Oh, spoiler alert. Okay. Mansion Attack.
Mansion Attack. I gotta say, I have never played this one. This is you and the kids have only gotten this far.
This is exactly what you would think, though.
Is it the Brotherhood of Mutants attacking the mansion?
Yep. So we've got another Wrecking Crew-esque setup.
Okay. Sinister Six style.
Mm-hmm. Also tower defense when you had Proxima and Corvus Glaive.
Okay.
It's more like that, because in Wrecking Crew you had like each of the 4 had their own pile of treachery cards.
Yeah.
So this is like one villain activates at a time.
Okay.
Or one villain is in play at a time, or however they say it. But it's randomized, so you don't know who's going to come next. So fun. So you've got...
so fun.
Avalanche, Blob, Pyro, and Toad.
Toad.
And then this is basically just representing the mansion being attacked.
Yep.
And Professor Xavier says...
To me, my X-Men.
Exactly.
I really did really well with that with my clogged nose.
It was very good. It was very cerebro.
Whoa.
Okay, and then depending on what mode you're playing, we usually play standard mode, which is defeating 2 of the villains to win. If you're playing heroic, you're going to defeat all 4 of these
Crazy
to win, and also message us and tell us how to do it.
You're a better hero than we are.
Yes. And the variable main schemes are all attached to they're variations of the main scheme. So you got like the atrium, the cafeteria, the basketball court, the courtyard. It's just different parts of the institute that are under attack.
That's cool.
And
I like that a lot.
And you never know where the villains are going to strike next. So that's the representation of that.
Okay.
Which is neat.
All right.
I think.
Awesome. And after they attack the mansion and you beat them back, finally Mr. Purple Ball himself floats down and does what?
Well, Magneto. He cannot take fatal damage until a bunch of side schemes are defeated.
Okay.
So this reminds me a little bit of Kang in the 3rd stage.
I was going to say there's a Guardians one about this.
He has,
I mean, I count Kang as Guardian. Like
in
the Guardians run.
Okay. Because Kang 3 had like Kang's Dominion side schemes in play, and he couldn't take any damage.
Oh, with those ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until those ships were gone.
Yep.
This is just fatal damage, so you can't defeat Magneto until these side schemes.
So you can get him down to 1.
Right. Yeah.
Get the side schemes out and hopefully plink it off. But
yep. It has like 2 double-sided side schemes, so it's like you board the ship, and then or it's like boarding party, and then sabotage master mold, then orbital decay and physical strain. And once you're on physical strain, then you have the chance to defeat that, and then you can hit Magneto fatally.
Yeah.
It's only once he's weakened that you can hit him and defeat him.
Okay.
So I feel like there's nothing real like twist to him. It's more just he is very protected.
Just stay alive as long as you can to get the stuff done you need to get done.
And and thwart, you got to thwart.
Yeah.
And any of the captive allies that you've gotten along the way get shuffled into any player's deck at the start.
So you could switch them up?
Yeah, so that's cool. Again, Jubilee, if she's still in play, she has victory. She goes in the victory display once she is eliminated or like defeated, consequential damage or whatever.
Yeah.
And her victory is -1. So you don't want her in the victory display.
No.
Like you want to keep her alive. And she does have the text of you can exhaust Jubilee and spend a lightning resource, and then she can deal 2 damage to an enemy.
Fireworks.
Yep. So that prevents her from getting consequential damage. But, you don't want to chump block with Jubilee. Yeah. So I feel like, and then of course the comic at the end of this one ends with,
ooh, the setup?
May I suggest something more sinister?
That was a very bad version of that.
Yeah. So I think this was a really good entry into the story of mutants.
Okay, I was just gonna ask, where does it how do you feel it was as an entry to the mutant world?
Yeah, I think it's a good story. I think as far as if you just look at each villain, Sabretooth is the most interesting.
Okay.
Not only because of the captive Robert Kelly, rescuing him, and then once he's rescued, defending for him all the time, but also the healing factor on Sabretooth, which is really cool because that's what he does.
That's what he does. Yep.
I can think of other things in other campaigns that are more interesting to me than, like Master Mold but I do think each scenario does a good job of representing who that villain is.
I do like the Master Mold one. It reminds me of Marvel Snap. There's Master Molds in there. And so when you play Master Mold, he spawns 2 Sentinels that go to, I think it's to your player's hand.
Oh, okay.
Which is detrimental because when you play a Sentinel in that game, another one replaces it. Gotcha. So you kind of fill their hand with garbage. So
gotcha. Okay.
So it's similar. That's cool.
Yeah. So I don't think that any of the scenarios stray from the story.
No, I think overall it's very it's a good arc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that now it's more fun to play this campaign now that we have 17
so many more
mutants to choose from.
Yeah. It was kind of lacking when it was for just Colossus and Shadowcat and Cyclops.
I mean, I think I played it Cyclops and you fiddled with
all of them.
Jean Grey and Colossus are the ones I remember.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as fun then. I feel like now it's more fun to go back and be like, oh, okay, well, now I can do Cable. Or, now, I mean, you can bring Hulk to the fray if you want, or Thor, but
Iceman.
We like to play mutants.
With mutants?
With the X-Men campaign.
Where would you rank this one out of the ones that are come before it?
Okay, so we've got the Red Skull one.
The Hydra one. We've got Thanos.
Yep.
We've got Guardians. And I think Spider-Man.
Thematically, it might be right up there with Mad Titan's Shadow.
You liked Mad Titans? For me, the weakest one is Spider-Man. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan.
There's mechanics in that campaign, though, that I really like.
Okay.
As far as the campaign log and getting
there was a citywide fame.
The better you do, the more the city is scared of you.
That was cool.
But also you get some benefits. So I really like that part of the campaign, and I really liked playing Gwen.
Of course.
I think it's right in there. I mean, I like all the campaigns for different reasons.
Sure.
The one that I dislike the most would probably be the Guardians.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, again,
this is top 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. So we have 2 more mutant campaigns to talk about.
Yeah.
Because most recently there was Age of Apocalypse.
Yep.
And then we're going to be doing another run through Next Evolution.
Next Evolution.
With Mr. Sinister.
That's right. All the clones. Mm-hmm. It's like Sentinels and clones. What else do you need? Just more of everything.
More. Okay, we'll be back in a second to wrap this up. All right, guys. If you're wondering why I'm talking so much in this episode, Christian is feeling under the weather, so he is. To me, I mean, it's such a euphemism, but to me, it's you're not ill, but you're not well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that I don't. You know, like on the internet, how everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you probably just have a man cold and you're just being a wimp." You know that phrase?
Yeah, but you.
I don't feel like I ever do that.
No.
But this one's like, I slept for 15 hours yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, and he refused,
including the night.
He refused to do a podcast while he was in bed. So,
yeah, I mean, that was probably good. You could have woke me up at like 10 p.m. last night and be like, "Hey, what do you think about Colossus and this?" And I've been like, "What?"
So he is just here and he's present, but his voice is not what it normally is. So
Nope.
I'm going to make you talk first.
Nope. I'm trying to get power behind it. No. That sounded like Darth Vader.
Yeah. What is bringing you joy outside of board games, Christian?
Okay, so that's a hard question for me to answer right now because I have been sick for the past
So nothing's
38
bringing you
days.
joy?
No, you get a cold and you're like, this will be gone tomorrow. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, it's still here. It'll be gone tomorrow. It's been like 5 days. And
Yeah.
it's just getting annoying at this point. Okay, so what's bringing me joy outside of board games? I'm still having fun playing mandolin. I even, like, because I've been playing mandolin, I've been playing guitar more. I just kind of, like, transitions to other instruments. So that's been fun. And then I've been really enjoying watching The Acolyte on Disney Plus. And I know Star Wars, people love it or hate it right now. I don't think I'm ever not going to like it. It's new Star Wars, so whatever. I'm going to have fun watching it.
Yeah.
We just watched episode 5. Had probably one of my favorite lightsaber battles maybe ever in all of Star Wars. So that was really cool. I am really enjoying that show. Episode 3 I did not like, which I told you.
Yes.
And if you know about episode 3, you know what it is. It's just a flashback episode that I thought was dumb. But I'm enjoying that show. I will recommend it because I always recommend new Star Wars.
It's true.
There you go.
You will.
What about you?
Okay, so we have been recently taking care of one of our friends and neighbors' pets. And I think pets in general are just bringing me joy right now.
Oh.
They have 2 dogs. They have 2 cats. We have 2 cats.
2 kids.
Yeah, are you...
Kids or cats? What'd you say?
Cats.
I'm sick, sorry.
That was fake. Selective hearing. Yes, so I'm enjoying taking care of their pets, and we have had a dog in the past, and it makes me want a dog again. But then also, I don't know if I want to train a dog.
No.
So, you're sick. You have no say.
I can still say.
You have no power.
I have very clear thoughts about this.
Very clear.
I know this.
But they're still bringing me joy, even if I can't have another pet.
They're good pets over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big dog, a small dog.
And 2 cats.
And they're excited when we go visit.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And our pets are bringing me joy, too. They are funny. One of our cats has decided to, like, lay down to eat.
He's lazy.
It's very strange. I've never seen it. But cats are strange.
He, like, lays by the food. Mm-hmm. Like, just wishes there was more.
Yeah.
But there's food in the dish.
Yeah, and also he's not, like... I have had obese cats in my life. Uh-huh. He's not. He's
bigger than our other one.
Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't have the belly that moves when he...
No, he doesn't swing.
Yeah. He is just lazy. So... He is just lazy. So I don't know. He will keep laying down to eat, and we'll keep rewarding that, and then it'll just be this one big cycle.
And he doesn't say anything either. He's got such a quiet...
He has
meow.
more of a... Not a meow, it's like a crackle.
He just goes... Meow. And our
Like
other one
that.
is loud.
Yeah, our other one is loud. So that is bringing me joy. Let me know what pets you have out there. Send me a picture of your pet so I can just like live vicariously through you.
I mean, all of our Instagram feed is cats and dogs because
Not
of this.
our Instagram feed. Yeah. You mean the one what I look at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ours, but like when we go to the search.
Yeah, when you go to search or like just look at reels.
It's all cats.
It's all cats.
Yeah.
And dogs, because that's what I look
With
at.
a little bit of board game.
Yeah. That brings me joy. Come on.
It's fine.
Yeah. Any last thoughts, sick one?
No, I'm good. I was going to ask you about books. If you want to update everybody on books, you don't have to do that.
This is the first episode in a long time where I have forgotten that.
Really?
You were going to ask me
Seriously?
that. Yeah.
I thought you were just like teeing me up for it.
No.
Oh.
I was making sure that the mute one over there had a chance to say something.
No, I'm good.
Books. What am I reading? I am reading A Little Life.
A widow wife?
No, A Little Life.
Got it.
And I have read her most recent ones. This is like her previous to that. It's Hanya Yagehara, I think.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. And she just writes so well, but also like these very intense. I don't know how to describe it. Not intense like an action movie, but like just very melancholy, like just bad stuff.
Okay.
Happens, but they're epic. They're like long and epic and wonderful. And then I just finished an hour ago listening to Frozen Lake is what it's called.
Okay. Sequel to Frozen. That's a good one.
It is not the sequel to Frozen. You big liar. So I'm on the hunt for the next audiobook.
Okay.
And yeah.
Awesome. I'm not reading anything.
No, you're sick. For the past 36 days.
Reading comes and goes for me, and right now it's just not happening. So
That's okay. That's okay. Maybe I can read aloud to you.
on the airplane up to Minnesota,
Yeah.
across the aisle.
Yeah. That's not disturbing to
No,
anyone.
especially when it's an after 6 p.m. flight and everyone's
Yeah.
going to be sleeping.
Oh, man. We have such great ideas.
I think so.
Let us know what you've been up to this summer. Send us pictures of your pets. Let us know what you think of the Mutant Genesis campaign.
Yep. Who's your favorite X-Man?
And we'll be back to talk about Next Evolution next time.
Yeah, actually, I do want to challenge everyone out there. If you go to the show notes in your podcast app, there should be a link to text us.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So text us what your favorite hero is in Marvel Champions. But you got to say your name and where you're from in order for us to read it. Because I won't know who sent it unless you put that in there.
Yeah, because we did a test.
And it just says the last four of your phone number, which I'm not going to read on the air, but I'll say if you want to put a funny name, whatever, and and where you're from, I think that'd be really cool. And if we get any responses, I will read them next episode.
OMG, text us, guys.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Married and Bored podcast. And guess what? We have a website where you can listen to podcast episodes and so much more. Find us at marriedandbored.com, or you can email us at hello@marriedandbored.com, or follow us on Instagram @marriedandbored. Music in this episode is by Joseph McDade. See you next time.